Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that really hits home for a lot of us, federal funding for housing, right here in Wake County. And, more importantly, we're going to talk about how you can actually connect with these resources, whether it's for your family or for your business.
Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we've got to understand the housing challenge we're all facing. Then, we'll look at how federal funds are set up to help out. After that, we'll see what that means for you as a resident or a business owner, and we'll wrap up with the single most important first step you can take to get started. Sound good? Let's jump in.
So let's get right to the heart of the issue. For a lot of folks in our community, there's this growing gap between the money they're earning and what it costs to have a stable place to live. Let's really dig into what that means.
Let's put a number on it because it's a big one. We are short over 65,000 affordable homes right here in Wake County. That's not just a statistic, right? That's how many homes are needed for the people working in our local shops, our schools, our restaurants, our neighbors. And here's what that feels like for families. A staggering 81% of low-income renters here are what's called cost-burdened. All that really means is they're spending more than a third of their paycheck just to keep a roof over their heads. And that forces impossible choices, between paying rent, buying groceries, or getting medical care. But, and this is a big but, there is a system designed to tackle this exact problem. Think of it like a pipeline of federal funds that flows directly into our county to provide some much-needed support. Let's break down the three main programs that make this happen. First up, there's CDBG, the Community Development Block Grant. This one is super flexible. It's like a multi-tool for community projects. It can be used for everything from making critical home repairs for an elderly homeowner to improving sidewalks and bus stops to make our neighborhoods better for everyone. Next is the Home Program, and this one, it's laser-focused on one single thing, creating more safe, decent, and affordable housing. It's the money that helps build, buy, and fix up homes and apartments specifically for families, seniors, and others who really need it. And then there's the ESG, or the Emergency Solutions Grant. This is the critical safety net for our most vulnerable neighbors. It's the funding that supports street outreach teams, improves our emergency shelters, and helps people get back into a stable home as quickly as possible. The whole goal is to make homelessness rare, brief, and a one-time thing.
So you might be wondering, how does a dollar from Washington, D.C. actually help a family right here? Well, it starts with the Federal Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD. They allocate the funds to our very own Wake County Housing Department, and that team on the ground directs the money to local projects, organizations, and citizens who need it most. It's a direct line of support from the federal level right into our neighborhoods.
Okay, so that's the big picture of the system. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. How does all of this actually translate into direct help for you if you're a Wake County resident?
These funds support an amazing range of programs. This isn't just one kind of help. We're talking about everything from emergency assistance to help you pay rent and avoid eviction, to programs that fix up your home to make it safe. And get this, there's even a program that can provide up to $50,000 in assistance to help you buy your very first home. It's a huge deal. So, the big question, how do you know if you qualify? Well, for most of these programs, it all comes down to your household's income compared to something called the Area Median Income, or AMI. The main focus is on helping households that earn 80% of that median income or less, with some programs aimed specifically at folks who need the most help, like extremely low and very low income families.
Now, here's a really important detail you need to know: the geography. While some help is available countywide, a lot of these programs are specifically for residents who live in towns outside of Raleigh and Cary. And that's because those two big cities get their own funding directly from the government. So if you live in places like Apex, Garner, Wake Forest, Knightdale, or Zebulon, listen up because these county-run programs are designed especially for you. And this system doesn't just help residents. It also creates some very real opportunities for our local businesses and contractors to get involved, do good work, and grow. A huge goal baked into all these federal programs is something called Section 3. At its heart, it's a commitment to make sure that the jobs and the contracts created by this funding go to local, low-income residents and the businesses that hire them. It's really about building up our community's wealth from the inside out. So, if you're a local contractor, what's in it for you? Well, it means there are contracts for all kinds of work. We're talking housing rehab, plumbing, electrical work, roofing, you name it.
There are contracts for building new, affordable homes. It could even be public works projects, like fixing sidewalks, or providing professional services, like architecture and engineering. It just goes to show that businesses of all sizes, big and small, can get in on this work. Okay, so we've seen the need, we've seen the programs for residents, and the opportunities for businesses. So what now? How do you actually connect with all this? Let's talk about the single most important first step you can take. Your front door to every single one of these programs and opportunities is the county's own Department of Housing Affordability and Community Revitalization. Seriously, these are the folks on the ground who manage all this funding and make sure it gets to the community. And here it is. This is the direct contact information you need. I really want to encourage you to reach out. The team there is literally ready to help guide you, whether you're a resident who needs assistance or a local business looking for a contract. This call or this email, that's your starting point. You know, that big housing gap we talked about at the beginning? It isn't going to close itself. It closes one repaired home at a time, one new apartment at a time, one local contract at a time. The resources are there. The opportunity is absolutely real. So the only question left is, are you ready to take that first step?